Welcome back to Take the Lead podcast. I am your host, Tara Chantel, and today we are about to dive into that spiritual bag right now. I got my girl, Sana Kibz, in the building. You do it all, and I'm just so inspired by your story, from acting to being on radio to modeling to being a global speaker out here. Tell us about this journey that you are on.
Whenever I hear someone say all the things that I've done, I'm like, dang, I have done a lot, haven't I?
You've been killing it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I give God the glory. It has been a journey. It has been a struggle. It has been just, wow. I really sometimes don't even know how to put it into words, but I can just tell you my story. So, I am a Nigerian American TV personality, content creator, model, radio host. And I started my journey from living in DC and Maryland with my single mother who has 5 children. And my father walked out on us in 1999. And we fell on some hard times. We became homeless because my mother wasn't used to being the home breadwinner. She made a decent salary, but she was used to just taking care of like the children's stuff and the groceries and things like that. But once my father left, she had to step into that role of being the homemaker and also being the breadwinner. And because of that, that jolt into this new life, she wasn't able to sustain it. So we had lost our apartment. We were on the street for about six to 8 months, I think. And that experience was so detrimental to who I was at that age, because I was just about 10 years old. But it pushed me into, this like go-getter mentality. Like, no matter what happens with me, no matter what's going on, I know that this is not my life story. I know that my destiny does not end here. And so that has pushed me into the resilience and strength and just wanting to go after everything that I desire. And that's why I was able, and I have been able to do so much. I don't take no for an answer. I have been told no so many times in my life, but I do not take that for an answer. So I would just say, to wrap up, that it has just been a journey of just knocking down each and every brick that has been placed there to stop me.
Those obstacles can try to get the best out of us, but you've been knocking them down left to right.
Yes, I have.
You're not playing any games. And I love how you don't allow society to put you in a box. How you you do multiple things out here and you handling it with grace and with ease. How do you maintain it?
I feel like when you've gone through something so traumatic, I believe that you build a type of resilience and a type of mentality that nothing can box you in. And so I've done everything that my heart wants to do. I've never felt like, oh, I have to follow this route because everyone else is doing it, or, oh, I have to do it this way because that's what the books say. Yeah. I always go after what I desire. If I wake up tomorrow and I'm like, man, I want to play the piano, I will start learning how to play the piano. That has always been me. I've never been boxed in. And so I believe I've been able to do so many things at the high level because I go into it with the energy, with the spirituality that I can do all things through God who strengthens me. And I can also do it because I want to do it. I want to do this. And so I believe I maintain it all because I know that God has my back, but I also maintain it all because it's like, it's my desires. You can't tell me I can't pursue my desires.
And what's for you is yours. It's already set in stone and you are walking into your purpose. Yes. And I love how you stated in the beginning how it's a journey and it's a process.
Yes.
How do you embrace the process when you do get no's thrown in your face left to right, but you don't get discouraged from that?
I remember when I first got discovered as a model when I was 13 in the mall with my mom, but we didn't launch my modeling career until I was 16. And I remember reading a book. I forgot the name of the exact book, but it was just a model book. And it was a book that said that you are going to be rejected more in this industry than you are going to be received. And I was like, what do you like? What? Like, I wasn't used to rejection because I was still young. I wasn't like seeking anything where someone would say no to. But once I read that book, I remember remembering that statement, like, okay, I should expect that people will say no. So be okay with that. So when people used to say like, oh, you know, you're not tall enough, or, oh, you know, your boobs are too big, because I've always had like larger boobs for like a slim girl. Oh, your boobs are too big, or, oh, you know, you don't have the look. Maybe you're black and you don't, we're looking for white models.
Yeah.
I believe that I just always remember that statement, that I'm going to be rejected, but rejection is not my final destination. So as long as I continue to push through, as long as I continue to find the people that are going to gravitate towards me, then I will be okay. And once those little wins started happening and they were working out, I'm like, well, it seems to be working. So I'm going to continue doing this thing. And it has allowed me to see and be a part of so many different opportunities.
Yeah, you have so many collaborations under your belt, and you are heavy into fashion. You look amazing.
Yes. Thank you.
Tell us, how do we look fly on a budget?
Oh, look fly on a budget. Listen, I have always been a bargain shopper, because when you go through what I've been through, you know how to make yourself look great, even if it only costs $20.
Yeah.
So I'm someone that I'm always looking for bargain shopping. One tip that I can give you right away is a lot of wholesale sites do not have minimum quantity orders. So what I usually do is I would go to wholesale sites for stores, for such as shoes and clothing, sometimes jewelry, and I would just go ahead and buy 2 or 3 pieces, because I know that they're selling it for a wholesale price, but they don't have a minimum order quantity. So that's something that I do to make sure that I always have the latest fashions, like these IG boutiques and things like that. Like, I know that that's their hustle, but I also know a lot of places where they get it from. So I just go straight to the vendor, like, let me get that, and that.
The
sword.
sword.
I'm here looking fly. So that's what I do.
On a budget, though. You go to the plug, right to it.
And I go right to the person.
Oh, I love that. And you also provide content with beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and health. Drop some gems on the value that you give to the people on a day-to-day basis.
Because, and I always emphasize the story of where I'm coming from, because that, when you've gone through homelessness, when you've gone through poverty, when you've gone through things like that, you find a way out of nothing. So you start to research how to make your own skincare products. You start to research how to take care of your hair. You start to research how to make your own clothes. And so I share this information with other people who may not necessarily have a $200 for a cream that they sell at Macy's, but if I give you the tools and the ingredients to make it for $20, you're going to go ahead and you're going to be able to make it for you, your friends, your family, and things of that nature. And I've always loved that. I always felt like sharing is caring. So it's so important for me to just share that knowledge, because even though I've made it past those very, traumatic times in my life, there's probably people that's still going through those type of situations. So I want them to see that I can still look fly. I can still look like this. I can still take care of my skin. I can still glow like someone who's a celebrity with these tips. And so that's what I love. That's what I love doing.
And you just blessing us on a day-to-day basis. And I love that how you said, like, share the wealth, share the knowledge. Why is it that some women feel this competition that they can't share what they have been blessed with?
Because people are scared that once they tell you too much, you're going to pass them. A lot of people have this complex that I've learned through the type of audiences and the type of people that I've been around. They call it the poor man mentality. Mm-hmm. And what that is it's you believe in scarcity. You believe that it's only enough for this amount of people. But you have to offset that and actually believe that there's abundance. There's enough for everybody here. If me and you are doing the same exact thing, it is okay, because my crowd may not be your crowd. And I feel like that's what a lot of people, they butt heads. We're just like, oh my gosh, she's doing the same thing I'm doing. She's going to take my customers, or she's going to, but I'm like, if someone's doing what you're doing and you feel like, oh, they're going to take your customers, then you research to see how you're going to do something different that's going to make it like that. This is your lane.
Yeah.
And so I've always believed that people have a sense of fear that if they tell you too much, you're going to surpass them. But I truly believe that if you are truly ahead of your game, they can't make a move until you make a move.
Yeah.
So you should always be making a move to flourish and to grow. And they're going to always be 2 steps behind you if you're actually doing what you're supposed to be doing and you do it well.
Yes. Oh, that scarcity mindset can really hold us back. And I love how you said abundance. Like, don't think of lack like it's not enough. It is 7 billion people out here.
And you can find 200 that's gonna like your like, come on,
Yes, and that's what I feel like we have to come together and unite like this.
Yeah.
Gravitate to each other because we can win together.
Yes, we can. Because you may know something that I don't know, or I may know something that you don't know, but if we collide, we both skyrocket up because we're now feeding each other. And like God says, one can find 1,000, but 2 can find 10,000. Like that is what is written. That is how it's supposed to be, where it's 2 heads are better than 1. So I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. I used to have this scarcity mentality where I was scared to share knowledge because I was like, oh my goodness, she's going to do better than me. She's going to leave me behind, whatever the case may be. But then I'm like, you know what? But God is not going to leave me behind. Even if she leaves me behind, God won't leave me behind because I'm also pouring blessings into my life because God sees that I am sharing. God sees that I'm using the knowledge and the gift that he is giving me to bring people closer. So if you really truly believe that you're doing something that you're good at or you're doing something that you're passionate at, if you do it, the right people will come to you. And that's that's a new mentality that I have. So yeah, this is how I do it. Yep, this is how I do it. Because even if I give you all the ingredients, you're not going to make the cake like how I can make the cake.
Yes, it's going to taste a little bit different.
Right, it's going to taste a little bit different. You know, so maybe that extra whip is not what you did. You probably just did like this, but I did like this.
You made it with love. You made it with love.
I did it with love, so it may just be a little bit different. So I'm like, you know what? That is my mentality. Do it the way that you do it because no one can do it like you can.
Yes, it is only one of us out here.
Yes.
And I love how you understand this mindset. God will continue to bless you when you bless other people. It's just going to happen. That's just the law of the universe, honestly. And how you provide value to young women like this, it's just going to come back tenfold. How did you detach yourself from the ego? Because the ego can really stand in the way of amazing opportunities.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes that ego want to be like, we still available? I can come back now. It is a constant reminder that it is not of God. I'm very spiritual. I'm very, I converted to Christianity in 2015. So next August 2020 will be my 5 years as my 5th year as a Christian.
That's amazing.
And I truly believe that the thing that makes me feel, that brings me down to earth, I should say, is knowing that it's not just me out here. It's knowing that I am a Christ representative. It's knowing that when people see me, they should see the glory of God. They should see the grace of God over my life. So I can't be walking around with this chip on my shoulder with this big ego and people can't approach me and people can't talk to me. And so I've had to subdue that ego to just be like, you know what? I need to be like this because people need to see me as a source of light and joy and happiness and to see God's glory so that I can push the message and the purpose that I truly believe I'm here to do. And that is to show that you can get through anything. So the ego definitely tries to rear its ugly head here and there, but I just try my best to remember that I am representing more than just myself. And I need to keep that mentality in everything that I do.
God is within us all, and I love it that you are carrying God on this journey every step of the way. And how you said how you can't get intimidated by people doing the same thing as us.
Yes.
You are also a social media expert. You know all about this social media game.
Yeah.
How do we stand out on social media?
The first thing you have to do on social media is take time to understand what it is that you're going to either, these are the things that people that thrive on social media understand. You have to either entertain the audience, you have to either entertain or inform the audience, you have to teach the audience. And what that means is entertainment is the funny videos, the humor videos, the prank videos, and things of that nature. The next thing is inform. So that's going to be the tips, the tricks, the articles, the blog write-ups, the skincare tips, and things of that nature. And then the education is the how-to videos, how to cook, how to do my makeup, how to do my hair. And then the last one is visually stimulating. So those are the 4 things on social media. So all of those Instagram baddie girls with the booties out, all of the people who do floral arrangements, all of the people who have crazy colorful pages, they understand that visual part of Instagram. So you have to understand what you're going to bring to the table, because a lot of people just post and ghost. And what that means is they post and then they go away from Instagram, forgetting that it's a community. So you have to engage with people that are like your community. You have to use the proper hashtags. You have to go on those people that you want to be like them, go through those comments and start to engage with those people, have conversations, and those people come back to your page. So I would say for anyone who wants to grow on social media, understand what you're going to entertain, what you're going to inform, educate, or visually stimulate your audience.
Oh yeah, you just dropped that bag on us for social media. And I
Yeah.
love how you said it's a community. It is honestly to socialize. But I have noticed that people don't want to socialize on social media. They want to just act bougie now. They want to just act like they're a celebrity, act
Yeah.
higher than God. Honestly, what do you think about that when people are not communicating, not even saying thank you when you get a compliment? Yeah, just a simple thing like that.
No matter how much of social media we try to pretend like everyone is the same on social media because we're all doing the same thing, we're posting on this one platform, personalities are still there. So if someone naturally in person is not appreciative or doesn't show gratitude in person, they're not going to go on social media. Well, most times they're not going to go on social media and start giving gratitude to people they don't know. They don't even give gratitude to people that they do know. So I believe that having a humble spirit, having a spirit of reciprocation, having a spirit of do unto others as you would like others do unto you, those type of people will naturally give into humility when it comes to someone commenting on your stuff and you replying back saying thank you. Now, if you have 1 million comments, I wouldn't expect you to comment to everyone.
Yeah.
But if you have 60 comments, try to at least get 40 of those comments responded to, because people are taking the time out their day to appreciate what you've posted. Yeah. So I believe that personalities still shine bright on social media. So if someone is very snobbish and they feel self-entitled, then they may not respond to comments. But if there's someone who understands that people don't have to write on your comments or don't have to like your stuff if they really don't want to, so the fact that they are, and you know what I'm saying? Show some love. So that's what I truly believe.
And I love how you know about the social media game, because even if you reply to comments, that's going to boost your post too.
Yes.
So it helps you out too if you just engage.
Exactly, because the algorithm understands that if you post something and people are commenting and then you're responding back to those comments, it's telling the algorithm that something is happening on this post. So what that means is they're going to start showing it to more people on your timeline. Yeah. And if it does really well, that's when you get on the explore page. So if you're sitting there oh, I never, get a lot of views or a lot of comments, but just are you responding to the 2 or 3 people who are engaging with you? Yeah. Are you even doing that? Because if not, then if they're just commenting, you're not saying anything, then if it's 1,000 comments, and of course Instagram will still be oh, something is happening here. But if you're just the average person that you're getting 3 or 4 or 10 comments, you need to get into those comments. You need to reply back to those people so Instagram can see that there's a community being built right here. And that's how you're going to be put on other people's pages.
Yes, you know it. And I believe that comparison steals our joy. And that can really put us in a very dark space, just scrolling and comparing our lives and comparing our blessing. Can you give us some wisdom how everybody's just showing their highlight reel, but nobody's showing the behind the scenes what really going
Yeah.
down?
I believe that no one's really proud of their falls. No one's really proud of failure. I know that they say failure makes you greater, you can learn from it, but no one really is proud when they fall. So people really don't want to be reminded of that by posting it to the world for everyone else to know that they fell. So I believe that it's just something that people have gotten so used to hiding their failures from the public that everyone's social media now is the best trailer ever that they've ever seen. And that's where I think it's kind of messed up some people's mentalities when it comes to social media, and people get anxious and people feel some type of way because they're not getting as much love as someone else because they don't see the lows. So what I try to do is I try to incorporate quotes in my stories, or I try to incorporate quotes inside of my captions, just to kind of relate more to people, to know that even though you may see me, you may think that, oh, great life, or oh, great body, you're still going to get a message within that caption that's going to resonate with you, because it's important for me to just push the message that this didn't happen overnight. Yeah. And there's a lot that I want you to get from me than just my surroundings or what I look like. And not everybody has that mentality, but there's a lot of people who do. And so those are the people that's going to be able to shape and help to really push what social media is really supposed to be about, because it can get really, really, like, it can get depressing on social media. When you look at other people's pages, you're like, oh my gosh, like she just got a house, a car,
going on.
What about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and we all do it, but that person, you don't know if that person is using their last dollar to get that. You don't know if that person lost a child this year and that was their gift to themselves. You don't know if somebody is trying to get into law school, but they cannot get into law school like, you don't know what anybody is going through. And when you see other people's problems, you will pick up yours right away. You're like, never mind. Never mind. Let me take mine back. Because you just don't know what people are really going through, because people actually, they don't show their lows. They don't show their falls.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's why we shouldn't compare, and just have, how you said, live in gratitude. Be thankful.
Yes.
How you relate to people on social media, you live by quotes. And one quote that you live by is bloom where you are planted.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Bloom where I am planted is blooming regardless of what circumstances or situations that you find yourself in. A lot of times we're always looking for the future. I can't wait until dear God, please bring. And it's like, yes, you can wish, you can hope, you can pray, but what is God trying to teach you in your current situation that probably is keeping you from getting to the next level? So I believe showing a sense of gratitude and just being able to bloom and grow where God has put you will allow you to be able to be ready for the next stage. So my philosophy of Bloom with I Am Planted is just understanding where you are and just using that surroundings, that opportunity and those lessons to further push you, but to also remember that no matter where you're born, no matter what you've been born into, that does not have to be your final destination. You can use the tools. Like for me, being homeless, being raised in poverty, I learned resilience. I learned strength. I learned being able to survive off of noodles. I learned being able to like, I learned so much that it's so hard to even just put everything into words. I learned so much. So because I bloomed where I was planted, because I took the lessons that I learned and I put them into my everyday life now, I bloom much faster and I bloom further, because where God put me, I took those lessons. I didn't blame God for being homeless. Yeah, it sucked some nights, but I was just like, you know what, God, please turn my rags into riches. No matter what's going to happen with my life, please turn my rags into riches. And I believe because I still believed in God, even though I was sleeping in a car, I still had that faith. I believe that is why that life quote resonates with me so greatly, because I bloomed where I was. And for anyone listening, please remember, bloom where you are, because your circumstances are not permanent.
And that is inspiring, your story, everything that you've been through, and how you took this lesson and made it a blessing. And
Oh, yeah.
now look at everything that you have created. Look at, you are the definition of the creator of your own reality. How
Thank
making
you.
it
I
happen,
am.
of that resilience attitude of not giving up. It is so
Yeah.
empowering just how the life you have built. And I love that you just stated this does not happen overnight. It's truly a process. And
Yes.
enjoy it.
Yes, it
Enjoy
is.
it.
Trust me, it's a journey. My life is truly a journey, but I can't wait until the day where I can get to where I want to be comfortably and then turn around to then pull down the ladder that I use to take me to where I am, and then say, for every single person who is homeless or who've been a product of domestic violence, or who see, not me personally, but seeing my mother, or just being raised in a situation where you felt like, why me? This is where I got to. This is what I've been able to accomplish. So if I can, because I know a lot of people say, you can do it, if they can do it, and I'm just like, no, but I truly, like, it's not just me getting there and then like, bye-bye. It's like me wanting to turn around and then say, what organizations can I get into? What foundations can I start? Who can I talk to? Where can I go to start letting other people know that it is possible?
Yes.
It is possible. That is my purpose in this life. I used to always ask myself, what is my purpose, God? What is my purpose? But once I started to really understand my story and what it is that I was doing, I'm like, that is my purpose, to turn around and let people know you can be homeless and you can be on TV. You can be a product of a single family. You can be in poverty and you can be on the radio. You can, like, that's what I want to do. And I believe that's where I'm going.
Oh, and you are doing it. You are living in the calling and doing all of your spiritual gifts just off of speaking life into others, from modeling, acting, on radio, and so many outlets that you can just express your God-given gifts. It is truly incredible. I'm
Thank
just so thankful for this opportunity with you. Can you please
you.
tell us how we can stay connected with you, and what else do you have up and coming?
Yes, so you can stay connected with me on my skincare and beauty blog by going to sanakibz.com. That's SANAKIBZ. And then I'm also on all social media at Sana Kibz. So I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And you can also check out my jewelry launch, my jewelry store that I just launched for the budget-friendly fashionista. I'm actually
Ooh,
rocking some of the earrings
those are
now.
so cute.
Thank you, thank you. So you can check it out at Awaken Jewelry. It's spelled AWKN jewelry.com. And I have so much jewelry that does not break the bank.
Oh, we love jewelry. We love to get dripped
Yes, I love
out.
your jewelry. I was like, oh, okay, I love a little
Amazon, yes, Amazon hooked the sister up.
yes, I love
And
it.
before we close, I was loving your girl chat, how having a father figure in our lives is so important, and how your father instilled your traditions, morals, and values. Tell us more of how that impacted your life.
Well, it impacted my life in two ways. One way is my father really instilled discipline. He instilled, being focused, being like level-headed when it comes to your goals and what you're trying to do. But on the flip side of that, my father leaving, it affected me more so when I became an adult, when I started to see, like, people getting married, and I started to really understand the essence of father-daughter relationships and things of that nature. And I believe that not having a father has made me stronger than I needed to be, because when you have both parents that you can go to, there's a balance. But when one mother is taking care of 5 children, you have to build your own strength, because she can't always be there for you when you need her to be. So that absence of a father made me stronger. It made me be able to understand when someone's BSing me. It made me to really realize what I did not want. Because as you're growing up in this world, there's going to be a lot of people that try to talk to you, that try to come into your life. And I always felt as though if my energy picks up something that I'm not cool with, or my energy is just not sitting well with this person, I cut you off. And people will say, like, oh, that's a negative thing to do that. But You are the creator of your life. You are supposed to be able to know the type of energy that you want around you. No one should be able to dictate that for you. So I believe that my father leaving allowed me to be okay knowing that if I do cut somebody off and I truly believe that my heart is settled with it, I'm going to be okay. And to truth be told, there's not one person I cut off that I miss.
Oh, and that's just knowledge of self right there.
That's
We can't have all this energy, toxic energy around us, because a lot of people are distractions and will take you away from your destiny.
Oh, girl, that's a word. That's a word. Because not everybody that you start with, you finish with.
Yes.
It's just the fact of life.
Yeah.
Not everybody is supposed to be, not everybody that took the bus with you is going to take the limousine with you. It's not always the case. Yeah. And you're supposed to know throughout your path and your journey who is supposed to be there for you. And I believe my father leaving made me unafraid of someone leaving from my life. Because if your parent leaves you, who's going to leave you? Like, you know, a friend, a teacher? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So once my father left, it made me strong enough to be like, then I can, like, if your energy is off, you can go.
Yeah.
You can go. Who?
Yeah.
And I mean, and somebody listening maybe it's like, oh, that's not good. Like, but I'm like, but I still have friends that I've known since I was 16.
Yeah.
So it's not that I cut everybody off, but if your energy does not speak to mine, then we have to do some reevaluation of friendships here.
And that is discernment that you understand. A lot of people have not tapped into their discernment. So now they are scared to let people go because they are comfortable.
Yes. Oh, I know some people who they need to let their whole entire camp go. But they don't know how to function without it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to get uncomfortable. But you know what being uncomfortable feels like.
Yes.
It causes you to grow like this.
Yes.
And look at this flower that you have just blossomed into.
Hello. You see it.
You still glowing out here. Man, this was amazing. You are
so much. Thank you.
I want to talk to you more, but I know I don't want to take up too much more time. I know you are a busy woman, so I'm going to let you handle yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the spirit, the pulling of the spirit, because sometimes a lot of podcasts don't want to talk about the spirit. So thank you for wanting to have that conversation and for being open to it, because you're right. If you know who you are, the true essence of your being, you will know exactly where you want to go, and you will also know the people that you should be surrounding yourself with. So I thank you for just this podcast and this conversation.
This was so beautiful and just truly a breath of fresh air. May
Thank
God
you.
continue to pour blessings on your lab. This is only
Amen. Amen. You too. I hope to hear this podcast for many years to come. I want to see you on TV, girl, because you're beautiful.
Yes. Oh my goodness. This is only the beginning for us, and I look forward to this friendship continue to blossom.
Yes.
Thank you so much, you guys, for listening to another Take the Lead podcast. We're going to be back at it with another one.